You ever watch paint dry? Deadly boring, right? But bear with me a sec.
I'm going to cut you off there. That's a personal attack.
Because we're back in Dickinson.
No, you're done. You're not recognized. Have a seat.
Where the mayor is one of our biggest fans.
There have been a lot of hit pieces. I mean, I'm the Dick of Dickinson, as everybody heard, right, on YouTube, right? That's my moniker, apparently.
We showed up 30 minutes early one night and walked into City Hall for a planned monthly meeting of the Economic Development Corporation. Even the politicians hadn't showed up yet. We're so sneaky, right? Hate to further embarrass the Galveston Daily News, but they should be embarrassed. Their big headline-grabbing story last weekend was questioning whether I go too far, investigating public officials. They attempted to link Dolcefino Consulting to the nation's angry political discourse, trying to help the mayor's re-election campaign by making him a poor victim of our meanness, falsely accusing my folks of even hiding in bushes to catch our victims. Mayor Skipworth got the paper to help him play victim because of our reporting in the midst of the mayor's race. Don't want to spoil an already ridiculous headline, but have they ever been to Dickinson City Hall? The bushes out front are like 3 feet tall, maybe smaller. Great hiding place, don't you think? Dickinson is no different than a lot of Texas towns. Members of the EDC decide the biggest real estate deals, the town's economic future. But there's only a handful of people who bother to watch this stuff, and only one resident usually makes a public comment.
I started doing open records requests.
And that's still allowed in America. Tammy Steambarge. We meet people like her in every town we go to. A regular pain in the local government's butt. But so what?
I mean, all of us want to just, we want a nice town. We don't want everything taken over and controlled.
We were back in Dickinson looking for 2 members of the EDC, our pal Mayor Skipworth and City Councilman Jesse Brantley. What a coincidence. Neither ended up showing up. Wonder if they got tipped off. But we're like the Mounties of Canada. We always get our man. How are you, Wayne Dolcefino?
Wayne, how are you?
I'm good, brother. Brantley is on Dickinson City Council now, too. That's where this chat was the following night. But he's been on the EDC board in Dickinson for more than 2 years. In November of 2021, Brantley announced on LinkedIn he had gotten a big new paying job, vice president of a company called ProSource. You know what happened the following month? The Dickinson City Council voted to hire ProSource to help the city, the Economic Development Corporation, and the Dickinson Management District do its real estate deals.
Is it just a coincidence that you go to work there and then they start getting business with the EDC?
No, I don't think that's how that works. I think your timing's off.
Let's recheck the facts. There's LinkedIn, November 18th. 2021, and here's their city contract with ProSource dated December 22nd of the same year.
Okay, so what, they were already in business with them before you went there?
No, I don't believe so.
The minutes of government meetings are confusing. This one says Brantley recused from a vote on doing business with ProSource, but the very same minutes say he voted in favor of it. Why don't we check the video of that meeting? Key videos, including that one, are missing from the city website. A day after we threatened the city secretary with a criminal complaint, minutes from nearly a year and a half ago finally showed up. But now the city of Dickinson refuses to let us see copies of invoices of the money paid to ProSource. But we already found some on our own. Look at one of the invoices. It says the project manager of ProSource business with Dickinson EDC is no one else but Councilman Jesse Brantley.
Can you explain why you're listed as the project manager on those invoices?
Other than it's probably a mistake.
Except Brantley's name is listed as project manager on all these invoices.
A mistake that was made over and over again?
Probably. That and I'm listed as project manager on a lot of projects.
Even ones you don't do?
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing just didn't pass the smell test with me.
I want you folks in Dickinson to help protect Charles Suderman because he's about to brave a city government that really likes to punish their critics. He's a board member of the Dickinson Management District.
After seeing the invoices, it really doesn't pass the smell test now.
And he's not the only one asking questions.
Until I find out more, I'm going to be voting no on anything that has to do with ProSource because I have a lot of questions about it now. You know, we have paid them a ton of money.
It's clear the city of Dickinson doesn't want us to know just how much. Last year, ProSource bought nearly 15 acres of land for the Dickinson EDC. They paid $600,000. But you wouldn't know anything about this huge real estate deal with your money, even if you had gone to the meeting, because the agenda only says consider impossible action on real property acquisition. No mention of what they were buying, how much it would cost, or why the city of Dickinson needs it. The last county appraisal was 4 times less. Transparency laws are weak in Texas, but come on. We know the management district has also spent nearly $345,000 on property for the Dickinson Little League. I love Little League. Jesse Brantley knows a lot about Little League. He was their vice president of community relations when he put in the request for the properties. He was already on the EDC board. And the president of the league is a local realtor, Ashley Price. She now works for ProSource too. The company currently bills the management district nearly $70 an hour for her time. But these invoices, they haven't even been seen by some members of the management district board. But when they did finally surface, there was a problem.
They've overcharged the management district by over $18,000.
Take a look at these 3 months of invoices. Ashley Price's time is billed at $500 per hour as a level 1 right-of-way agent, not $68.75. Big difference.
Y'all pass ordinances for these cities and ethics for yourself, you know, but it doesn't appear that y'all live up to these same ethics.
Like the legitimate questions about Councilman Brantley, ProSource, and their role now in Dickinson government, and their billing. We found one guy who billed different rates to 2 Dickinson government agencies. We called ProSource for comment, and they never called us back.
I said the fact that his name shows up on every one of these invoices as a project manager tells me he's got some skin in this game, financially.
Do you not see that as a potential conflict?
No.
The city of Dickinson says Brantley has never filed any public disclosure of even the potential for conflict. And days after our brief interview with Brantley, the Galveston Daily News told us that Councilman Simpson down there claimed we had delayed their meeting by this very brief chat. Not true. We stopped as soon as Simpson called the meeting to order. Just watch.
Speaking of the management district, some of the
time is now 7:01.
Let you go.
Thanks.
And then the Galveston Daily News took issue with this interview one of my reporters did with Mayor Skipworth after waiting for him for about 30 minutes, claiming my folks rushed the council table. So traumatic for City Councilwoman Jenna Simpson that she claimed she was shaken for days. Thought my folks might have been armed. This was my dangerous reporter, Emma Cady, and she was holding a very large microphone in her hand, clearly visible, and right behind her was a guy holding a video camera. They were clearly armed, Councilwoman, with media equipment, and they were in the room with you before the mayor even entered the room. You know that. We shared the raw video of this traumatic event with the newspaper before their story ran. Told them to put it on their website so their readers could judge for themselves. They didn't. So we'll show you these dramatic seconds, this ugly episode. Yes, I'm being sarcastic.
Hi, Mayor Skipworth. Could I ask you a couple questions?
It is.
Well, we waited outside for you.
November the 8th, and I call this regular meeting of the Dickinson City Council to order.
Okay. We waited for you outside for 10:63.
Call to order and certification.
A few days after the big GDN headline, a member of their board wrote an editorial piling on this false and ridiculous attack against us, quoting, "Some mysterious entity has hired former Channel 13 reporter Wayne Dolcefino to harass and attack the mayor and council. Dolph Tillotson was president of Southern Newspapers. They also own papers in Lufkin and Nacogdoches, where they have ignored important stories there too. What a surprise. The guy didn't even bother to ask me why we're even asking simple questions, asking for public records. How dare us? It's what journalists are supposed to do, especially in a town like Dickinson.
They want to control everything.
Charles Suderman worries about retaliation for even asking questions and speaking to us. And no, he doesn't expect the mayor to investigate these latest ethics questions or stop the outrageous secrecy harming the city.
And if you question him, he'll turn it around and make you think that you're a bad person for asking him the question, But that's what's going on in Dickinson.
We got a small group of people that are controlling everything. They're on city council, they're on the board.
The Galveston Daily News did Mr. Skipworth quite the favor by trying to portray him as some kind of political victim. The Galveston Daily News fell for this whole thing hook, line, and sinker. But thinking about it, the editor down there is probably not that naive. Nice campaign ad, though. Skipworth complained he was yelled at by a citizen during a trip to the grocery store with his kids. We don't condone that, but what does any of that have to do with Tammy Steambarge?
All someone has to do is say, hey, this is what's going on. But when no one does...
How did the Galveston Daily News reward Tammy for what used to be called civic engagement? They included her 2- and 3-decade-old criminal record in their story. A rough time in her life when she was admittedly hooked on drugs, a time she has never tried to cover up. Wow. I love publicity, but attacking private citizens rather than holding public officials accountable is exactly the opposite of what a newspaper should be doing. And they think we're ugly? We began our investigation in Dickinson as the mayor eliminated critics of the big Water Street project he'd been bragging about since he got in office. $100 million of new investment they promised. Don't want to be mean, Mayor, but where is all the stuff? But there is a new billboard design we've been sent that will go up in Dickinson soon, calling the mayor Skip worthless. The voters will decide his political future, if that's okay with the Galveston Daily News. One of the many people attacked by the mayor now wants his job.